Hi, welcome to Free Spirit and welcome to When Doing Tarot and Oracle Readings, Remember What Comes Out Plays Out. So I wanted to answer this. It comes up a lot in the comments and I wanted to, it's a great time to do this because I just finished a reading actually on the channel. So a lot of cards are out. Oopsie. Sorry about that. But I want to actually talk about when you do a reading, especially if you do it for a period of time or it's some kind of long message, you use a lot of cards. Definitely remember the cards and the messages. When you're doing tarot oracle readings, remember what comes out plays out. So I always said, I think I did a video about it, like if you're doing a reading for yourself, take a picture of the cards or write down the cards, or just really remember the cards and the messages that come out, because I'll tell you why. When you do a tarot oracle card reading, remember you're doing them in one moment of time. And often you have not gotten to the point yet that the cards are talking about. So when that time arrives or that experience arrives, you will see how that card or message really plays out. It's almost like the reading plays, like quote unquote plays, at the time you do it. But then as life goes, more and more is revealed that also played. But now you're quote unquote getting that point and that message because you now see as you experience. So for example, I do this reading. Yes, I get the messages and the support and I love it. I think it's great. But then as life happens, more messages, more support comes out. It's just, readings are usually deeply layered and multi-layered even. And often when doing a reading at that time, several cards mean a lot at that time, right? Then later we can see how that rings even more true, or even see how the other cards play out in a whole new light of meanings. That happens too. It's like a whole new, like something happens and it's like, oh, and it brings to light a whole new meaning to it. So it worked in the moment, but then as life happens, it's like it works again and again and again and like in new ways. So remember your cards and the messages. It will play out. And as you play out in your life, the messages and meanings will continue to play out, even more love, more support, more backing as it does. As it goes. It's really amazing that way, how it continues to play out. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. It continues to play out. So way beyond the moment you do a reading or what you think you got or understood at the time, you're going to see how the messages and the meanings continue to play out along with you as you go, and playing out even more additional love, support, backing for what is now happening, now that you've caught up to it. Yeah, it's really multi-layered, and messages can be there for you in the now moment of the reading and also in the now of when you get there too. So just remember your cards and your messages and see how they play out, and they even play out from there too. So this is what they were telling me to like leave on this message, that it continually plays out. So a lot of times when I do a reading, like say for the week or the month or just a reading, and it's like, wow, this really hit me in the now when I'm doing the reading. Oh my God, this makes so much sense. Oh my God, I see this. But then as days go on and things happen, it's like, wow, now I really get that card. Or wow, this other card that didn't really speak to me at the time, like say these three cards did, but now this one's really ringing out. Oh my God, I'm really holding on to this card now. Or all of a sudden you don't really get the reading, but then all of a sudden a couple of days later, it's like, oh my God, these cards are really playing out. What I'm saying beyond just the card and the message, which is really cool to remember, but it's the love, support, backing that's continually, like when you have a sponge. This is such a weird analogy. You have a sponge, you're squeezing out your sponge, you get some water out of it. And you think, oh, that's great, I got some water out of it. But then later, it's like you squeeze the sponge some more and more water. Like it continues to come out. There's continued love, support, backing. There's times when I've done a reading where it feeds me in the moment, but then a couple of days later or something happens and all of a sudden in my mind's eye, I remember a card and it feeds me in that moment again, love, support, backing that I actually didn't get fed the first time because you caught up to it. And it's like all of a sudden new light is shown on the cards or that piece of love, support, backing in some way. So it really is multi-level, multi-tiered, and it kind of stays in the now with you as you go. So in the now, you do a reading, it feeds you, you get the cards, you get the message, you're like, great, that's great. But then watch, like in a couple of days or whatever, you go back, even watch your reading if it's on video, or look at the picture again of your cards, or you'll get in your mind's eye, wow, now this adds even more love, more support, more backing. Oh my God, I see a new light to this. I see deeper into this message. Or, wow, I was focused on this card, but now I see why they mentioned that card, which at when I did it in the now, it didn't have much weight, but now it does. Or that makes sense. Or something even recently happened where it was like, okay, the first half got me, the second half not so much. But then as the week went on, it was like, wow, now this is coming into play. I get it. And not only do I get it, but then it's supplying me love, support, backing for then, like permission and like, so what I'm saying is it's so many multi-leveled. So whatever you're getting in the now, remember your cards, because it continues to play out. And that's the message. It continues to play out. So if you get a reading, remember your cards. It continually plays out. It's miraculous. I mean, just like what we talk about in life, it's like, things meet you where you're at. It's so brilliant. It meets you where you are in the now. And sometimes in the now here, you don't know where you're going to be, but the messages and the support meet you later on also. It's really divine that way. So I did want to do a message about this, to mention it. It's easier to explain in video than in the comments. But yeah, that's why I always say pay attention to your cards, to the messages, even if the ones that you don't really hit you in your gut or your heart at the time, watch, it will play out. It plays out. So that's the message of the thing. So remember your cards. Write down your cards. I always say take a quick picture of your cards if you're not doing a video. But when doing tarot oracle readings, to remember what comes out plays out. That's the message. It plays out. And what plays out is that additional love, support, backing as your life plays out. It's just really amazing and extraordinary. So yeah, so I hope this makes sense. I hope you just remember your cards, and you'll see that you'll get additional love, support, backing as your life plays out. The cards play out, the messages play out, the love, support, backing plays out, like as it goes. It's just really amazing. I wish you the best. Take care. Bye-bye.